All right. Let's see. Go back here. Oh. I think I forgot how to do this. Dang. Yeah. Well, good morning. My name is Reverend Annie Batchelder. I am an Akashic channel. I'm here today to be with you, to take you through embodying your soul's light. This is an important process, according to my guides, who have been teaching me about bringing forth soul consciousness, like my book, Bringing Forth Soul Consciousness. This book is really pretty surprising. It's channeled by my guides, Anubis and the Akashic beings of light. And it's all about the soul and how to bring forth your own soul's consciousness. And one of the first steps is, of course, embodying your soul's light. Good morning again. So here we go. My name is Reverend Annie Batchelder. I'm an Akashic channel, and the work I'm doing these days is in the Akashic Records. I've been channeling for over 34 years, done thousands of Akashic Records readings and psychic readings, channeled readings, all kinds of that sort of thing. And my main thrust now in my work is to introduce you to my book, Bringing Forth Soul Consciousness, and to teach you how to embody your soul's light and consciousness. And so we're going to start with embodying our soul's light. So if you'd be so kind as to close your eyes and drop into that meditative state, become aware of the inner screen, that screen inside your closed eyelids. And however you experience it, bring your awareness to a ball of light about 12 inches above your head. This is your soul chakra. This is the 8th chakra. There you go. Excellent lineup. Wonderful. And as you experience this ball of light, you may be feeling it pouring itself and its light into the space between your 8th chakra and your crown chakra, filling this column of light that includes your skull, your brain, your eyes, your ears, your nose, your teeth, your tongue, your jaw, the back of the head, the neck, the upper shoulders. And as this beautiful, brilliant soul's light is pouring into your body, cell by cell, body part by body part, you feel the vibration, the aliveness of your soul. as it fills your shoulder sockets, your upper arms, your forearms, your wrists, your hands. And it is entirely causing a glow around your physical body as your physical body fills with the light and consciousness of your soul. This light fills your throat, your upper chest, your heart, your upper back, and all the vertebrae from the neck all the way down to your tailbone. Your soul's light is filling your rib cage, your lower lungs. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Let that light into your lower lungs. There you go. Good, good, good. Into your stomach and the apex of your ribs, your mid back, your waist, the muscles, the fascia, the tissues, the organs that make up the inside of the trunk of your body. All of these are filling with the light of your soul, the patterning of your soul. The energetic blueprint of your soul. And even now you can feel your cells responding to this light and sparkling as they reflect the light of your soul. For your soul created and chose your body and your personality as the best body and personality to get its soul purposes done in this lifetime. And so there is a reuniting between the energy, the light, the consciousness of your soul and your cells in your body. Relax the places in your body your soul is telling you to relax. And your soul's light is filling up the lower trunk of your body, the pelvic cavity, the bones, the vertebrae, the blood system, the nervous system, all the way down to your tailbone. And your soul's light settles here for a moment at the hip sockets. And it's as if your soul's light is balancing and arranging the other chakras in your energy system. There may be adjustments to your posture. Even adjustments to your breathing. And your soul's light continues on down into your thighs, the bones, the muscles, the fascia, the blood system. Every element of your body is taking on the glow of your soul's light and consciousness. Your knees, your calves, your ankles are filling with the light of your soul, and the light of your soul is filling your feet, top, sides, bottom. And the light of your soul is extending out through your feet, pressing your connection into Mother Earth, the crust of Mother Earth, and all the way down through Mother Earth to the very center point, the balance point inside Mother Earth. And your soul grounds its light there. Mother Earth responds by sending her tendrils of energy, nutrients, light, air, water, life force energy back up this patterning in your feet, your ankles, your knees, your hip sockets, the trunk of your body. Mother Earth is bringing all that you need in terms of earthly resources into your physical body, and every organ, bringing energy and aliveness to it. And she laces herself into your heart energy. And then we become aware of the soul's light in the 8th chakra as it extends all the way up to source, up to the divine, up to the creator of our bodies and our world, our souls. I thank you for following that so clearly. I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about bringing forth soul consciousness and the members portal on my website. This members portal is for people who are very interested in learning about their soul and enhancing this in their physical world, in their spiritual world. I'm also going to talk about the soul as it concerns the Akashic Records. So I want you to know some things about the Akashic Records, which have been incredibly empowering for me and very clarifying and also inspiring. What the Akashic Records are not. A lot of people think that the Akashic Records are like the sum total of all your bad behavior and your bad karma and your debts and all that, the judgment and the bad things that you've done. It's not a big scorecard in the sky about that in the judgmental way. In a factual way, it does hold that information, and sometimes that's informative and empowering to know. However, I think that the judgment part is really more like my version of the book of bad judgment of all the things I did in this lifetime. I think, oh, that was a big mistake. This isn't the Akashic Records. That's the human mind. That's the way humans are set up. So the word Akasha means limitless sky, much as someone would point to the sky inferring the goddess, the divine above, our divine creator. Another translation of the word Akasha is raw energy raw energy from which all things are formed. This describes the formless, raw energy before our thoughts and emotions get to it to transform it and concretize it into things and people and experiences we want to have. The Akashic Records emanate from a soul level plane of consciousness. These records are very sensitive. This plane of consciousness is very fine and very sensitive to any kind of vibration. And what vibrates more than our thoughts and our feelings? Not much. Because our thoughts and our feelings are really constant. They're loud. They're actually very easy to pick up when you're listening. So the Akashic Records exist on this plane of consciousness, soul plane of consciousness. They're made of extremely fine and high sensitive energy. They are the record of all souls throughout time. The Akashic Records indelibly record everything that every soul has ever thought, said, or done in embodied life, and also everything that every cell has ever done when they're in between physical embodiments. There's a lot of interesting action up there. The records are a term very comparable to a family Bible that lists, births, deaths, divorces, illnesses, plagues, drought years, flood years, all of that kind of thing. Very much like that, just a place to record significant moments. The Akashic Records are governed by 3 principles: judge not, resist not, and fear not. And that creates a very loving, compassionate, open, validating experience. And it sets a container for your experience of the Akashic Records. The Akashic Records are a spiritual resource and filled with energy and information that is open to everyone. So it used to be that you had to be some highly knowledgeable sage or something like that in order to get into the Akashic Records, but now it's open to every person. The other thing that makes it nice for everyone is that the Akashic Records are spiritual, not psychic. So you don't have to be psychic. You don't have to be a channel. You don't have to be some spiritual wizard in order to work effectively and usefully in the Akashic Records. And the third thing, it's really important for you to know it, that in the Akashic Records, it's energy first, information second. So why is this so important? I'm so glad you asked. The soul was created by the divine from a spark of her light, a piece of divine light. It's in every one of us. Your soul is always connected to the divine because your light fits into divine light and works with and is part of divine light. Now, soul consciousness automatically connects you to the divine. So when you embody your soul's light, like we did at the beginning, you are automatically connected to the divine. You focus on embodying your soul's light. You emit connected vibration so that this divine can just jump right in there. Soul consciousness causes you to live your soul's purposes. That's one of the things that I think is so highly beneficial from working in the Akashic Records, is so that you can get your soul's purposes out in the world effectively. You can learn what you're here to learn, do what you're here to do, feel on course, on track, really quite a lot of the time. So life flows more smoothly when we live as our souls, when we bring that energy in and live every day as much as possible from that soul's light and consciousness. The inner light that we carry as individuals increases because we're filled with soul's light and linked with the divine. You become more attuned to light, to energy, and to divine consciousness. You evolve faster, both as a human and as a soul. Because when my human self evolves, my soul evolves. When my soul evolves, my human self evolves. It's a two-way street. It benefits both. So what's the best way to bring forth soul consciousness? Exploring your Akashic records. And my book, Bringing Forth Soul Consciousness, teaches you how to open your records and how to explore in the records very thoroughly. That's 360 pages of very experiential channeled information, somewhat esoteric at times, but also very practical. That's one of the things I love about the Akashic Records. It's like what comes through is always good for my personality and my physical self, as well as my spiritual self, and is practical and applicable and doable. Not something like you've got to climb Mount Everest, lose a few toes, and come back down, save somebody on the way, and then you will evolve. No, very, very practical. It might be something like, what happens when you quit eating wheat and sugar? Wow, might be worth exploring. Wonder what happens when I quit eating wheat and sugar. Well, for me, it was the beginning of no longer having multiple sclerosis. So your Akashic records exist at a soul level plane of consciousness. So that gives you entree to that whole plane of consciousness, and the record of your soul's entire journey is stored there. So it's a wonderful way to get information on past lives, ancestral influences. It contains everything your soul has ever thought, said, or done. So the Akashic records contain soul-based energy and information. So what you get there is attuned specifically to you as an individual, to your soul's path, and to your soul's purposes, and to your human needs. The Akashic records guide us in our physical, personality, and soul evolution toward oneness with the divine and with all life. And that's the point of evolving, right? How can I become more and more in harmony and in oneness with the divine so that I can be a great contribution while I'm here? Even a little contribution, whatever works. So the Akashic Records are the perfect delivery system for bringing forth soul consciousness. And my book teaches exactly that. It's a platform for living a soul-fulfilled life. You learn to access your own wisdom. You don't have to go to somebody else to be a teacher or to get their perspective on your experience and your soul's purposes. You go right to the source. It's wonderful to be empowered like that. That's the point, isn't it? Numerous tools come forth in this book, bringing forth soul consciousness, and then enable you to increase or regain, if you kind of lost it, your own sovereignty and get the answers you need from within. You know, it helps you practice living from your soul. And it helps remove all that doubt, that self-doubt, and then am I right or am I full of it? Am I just making this up? Is this just wishful thinking? Is this just my imagination? Oh my God, no, it's my imagination. No, sometimes your imagination is the way that your soul can help you picture or preview what it's working towards for you. And that happens often when you're in the Akashic Records. So you can develop a beneficial working relationship with your own soul in your Akashic Records and bring forth your soul's consciousness by living as your soul. Ah, yes, but how? Well, the best way is for you to join my Bringing Forth Soul Consciousness members portal in my website, anniechannels.com. Anniechannels.com. I'm going to just show you that a little bit here. And bring that website up. Here we go. I want you to know what it looks like here on, you're not going to see this on Facebook, but you will see this on Zoom, excuse me, and on my YouTube channel, because this is being recorded. It'll be put up on my YouTube channel later this morning. So you go into my website, anniechannels.com, and at the top of the page is a bunch of headings, and one of them is the members portal. Right there. You go in there and you sign in. Perhaps I'm already a member, obviously, so I'm just going to log in, and you can use Google or something like that to log in, and that gets you into the members portal. It's telling me to get a pricing plan to access this page. So for $100 a month, you have unlimited access to the members portal. And this gives you a way of working in your Akashic Records. You get to study the chapters with me month by month. And we'll also have a writing class once a month where you write on the interactive questions. Almost every chapter, I think 37 of the 40 chapters have interactive questions at the end of the chapters. And it's important that you write your answers to these interactive questions with your Akashic records open. So you can see, excuse me, if you go on my website, anniechannels.com, you'll see several boxes. One is the chapters. Another one is monthly master classes. And then living as your soul writing class. And we will do that on Zoom. And there's a whole chapter called Living as Your Soul. Let's see, that is chapter 15, Living as Your Soul. And there are some really key questions in there to help you practice living as your soul and be able to have experiences and really bring them forth as a learning device to live as your soul in the most ordinary situations as possible. And so monthly we'll get together for 90 minutes and do a study of a particular chapter. And then on another, and the first class is Saturday, May 25th. First class is Saturday, May 25th, 2024 on Zoom. So you got to get in here and sign up for this like soon, because that's 4 days from now. And we'll do the first master class at 9 a.m. Pacific time on Zoom. And I want you to have the link to that. And then on the following Wednesday, which I think is the 29th, we'll be doing Living as Your Soul writing class at noon Pacific time. And we'll write on the Akashic, on what we receive in the Akashic records and do our homework together, chapter by chapter, and also specifically on living as your soul. Now, if you go back to the chapters, you get the entire audiobook in here. You get to listen. I recommend purchasing a paperback copy because you're going to want to be able to see what you're hearing. You're going to be able to want to refer to some things. You want the Akashic prayer that teaches you how to open, or that actually opens your Akashic records in your hand. If not, get a hold of me. I will send you a copy of the prayer, but you need to be a member. Or you have to have purchased my book. So, and you can purchase my book as a paperback on Amazon, but you can also purchase my book as no, that's not what I want at all. You can purchase my book as an audiobook for yourself on Apple Books, Storytel, Kobo, Libro FM, at audiobooks.com. A lot of platforms are carrying it now. I'm really working on getting it out there so it's really accessible for you. But it'll always be in my website, and you can always access the channels in my website. So what else do you guys need to know? I'm going to tell you a little bit about what you get out of that Bringing Forth Soul Consciousness Members Portal on anniechannels.com. Every month we're going to meet for 90 minutes and discuss and write on the interactive questions on each chapter. You get the entire audiobook of my channeled book, Bringing Source Soul Consciousness, and Akashic Records Guide to Living a Fulfilled Life. And I narrate it in my voice. It is my book channeled. And so the energy of the guide that channeled that particular chapter, sometimes Anubis channeled it, sometimes the Akashic Beings of Light channeled it, sometimes the Great Creatress channeled the chapter. This is powerful. But I channel that information as I'm narrating it, so you get the full energetic experience. And then you learn, first off, in chapter 2, you learn how to open the Akashic Records. This is a good tool. You get, boom, that's the meat and potatoes right there. Other things that you learn, like say chapter 7, is how the soul is constructed. This is good information. Like, I had this feeling like some certain religions started talking to me about my soul, and I had to save my soul, and I was responsible for this nebulous, undefinable thing that I couldn't find on my body or in my pockets or anything. And I had no empowerment on how to understand that I had a soul, what it was for. So my book really teaches you how to access your records and how to open your records. And then chapter 7 teaches you how the soul is constructed. My chapter 17 talks about loving your fear. Really, loving your fear. You gotta love it. Things don't heal when I resist them, when I block them out, when I defend it against them, when I'm like squished by them, that's not how I heal. But if I can love my fear, if I can bring forth and go, okay, I'm afraid of this. I'm afraid. What's so bad about that? Not much. So chapter 17 teaches you loving your fear. Chapter 15, as I said, is about living as your soul. And this is going to be a big guideline for our writing classes. Chapter 30 is dealing with self-doubt and disappointment. Finally, nobody talks about how to deal with self-doubt unless it's like, you gotta conquer your fear or do it anyway, or muscle, and it's very masculine and kind of violent and not very harmonizing. So dealing with self-doubt and disappointment is really important. And there's a whole chapter on how healing transpires in the Akashic Records. Let's see, that is chapter 6. Chapter 6, how healing transpires in the Akashic Records. Good stuff to know. So just every trip into the Akashic Records is a kind of healing, whether it's specific or it's just energetic because you're in the energy of your soul. So chapter 20 is alternatives to worry. Really, what do we do when we worry? We worry about worrying, like, hello. We need to have some specific spelled out options to worrying. Chapter 18 talks about healing the separation between you and the divine. We feel separate from the divine. We feel separate from nature. We feel separate from our souls. Healing the separation is a big deal. Really, let's get busy, because when we heal this separation between ourselves and the divine, between ourselves and our souls and the divine, we start really feeling empowered and right and in our rightful place, in our rightful body, in our rightful activities in our lives. It helps so much. It brings a lot of joy. It brings a lot of peace of mind. So chapter 8 is called Following the Energy. This is how you track the energy. Just stay with the energy as it's being revealed and as it's being said to you or described to you or shown to you, or you're getting the sense that this is the bottom line. So chapter 11 is about our spiritual heart, your spiritual heart, and how to activate it and what it does and why. And it is empowering. And if you think love heals, get with the spiritual heart, because that's the biggest form of heart energy I've ever experienced. And I've been at this a while, and I've been at energetic studies and spiritual studies and surfing the starry skies and planes of consciousness for a long time. I've been doing this a long time. And activating your spiritual heart is really, really potent and very practical. There's a chapter on chapter 12. It's called Masterful Manifesting, because I know you want to know how to manifest everything, right? So do I. It's like some kind of science or instruction that I never knew. Well, this makes it a little easier. And as my teachers always taught me, you do the work on the inner planes before you take actual physical action, right? That's how it works. Chapter 19, claiming your soul, right? Well, if you think that, nobody taught you how to understand this nebulous thing called my soul, that it's out here and I got to save it, but I don't know what it is and how it belongs to me and all that kind of stuff. Well, not only does this book, Bringing Forth Soul Consciousness, explain that, it gives you tools for really claiming your soul. Oh, I can feel a lot of you doing that right now. Woo-hoo! Then there's chapter 29, Awaiting Divine Timing. A very, very good thing to know. So you get the 2 monthly master classes on chapters and then on writing, and you can work with me to help you assimilate the energy and the information in the material in my book, Bringing Forth Soul Consciousness. And it assists you with the self-discipline of writing your responses to the interactive questions. Now, my experience of writing responses to the interactive questions with my records open is that the writing kind of teaches me what I have experienced. It may remind me, oh yeah, and then this showed up, and that was significant, and that how it led me to this, and it teaches me what I learned. It reflects back to me what my experience has been in the records at that moment. And it gives me faith in myself that I'm accessing the Akashic Records. It gives me faith in the Akashic beings of light as they supervise our work, in my personal masters, teachers, and loved ones as they help me, like my spiritual support team, right? As they're around me. So writing is really, it's very important in the teaching process, and you're kind of teaching yourself what you learned. You got Q&A, you can ask me questions. Hey, Annie, but this and this and this happened. What does that mean? Or did I do that right? We need to be able to validate our experiences with somebody who's just a little more, has a few more trips into the Akashic Records than we do, another person, and you will hear from other people in the class as well what their experience is. And the Bringing Forth Soul Consciousness members portal deepens your intimacy and connection with your soul and the divine. And that is mission accomplished. That's the point. That's the whole object of this. Now, the Akashic beings of light has said that they will channel new experiences and new open records exercises for participants in the members portal, depending on what's needed. If it becomes obvious that a particular group needs more elucidation on a particular topic, then they will channel stuff to help us. It's great. We've got the whole team working for us and on our side, helping us out. And the Akashic beings of light are the main ones that channeled this book. So you'll have practice in your Akashic Records, conscious group practice, and then it will help you to manifest your soul's purposes and to create long and short-term goals. It will help you release old beliefs. It will help you release old situations. It will help you release unsupportive energy and activities. It will help you heal and release unwanted past life and ancestral influences that are no longer serving you. And since we're working with our soul, which is the link to the divine, our soul is the link to the divine. We're healing that separation actively, consciously, in practice and in action. So you get unlimited replays of all the Zoom master classes. So it's all going to be posted in the members portal. It's $100 a month, and you join today on anniechannels.com. Go to that top bar on my website, and there's going to say members portal. Go into that, and you're going to create a profile and set up a payment plan for yourself, and you're there and you're in, and that will give you access to the members portal, all that's already in there, and the entire audio book and recordings of master classes. And you get me. You get a lot of me if you like that. If you don't like that, you should find another teacher. But and God bless you, and I bless your path. I dignify the fact that you have discernment and know what is best for you. This is one option that can help you grow spiritually, personally, physically, and do a lot of healing. So you can buy my paperback book on Amazon for $24, or you can buy my audiobooks. And like I noticed on Apple Books, there's like a couple of listings, one of which is only $14.99 for the audiobook. That's a little less than I had planned, but it's an introductory rate that's getting offered. So it's there. You can also get my audiobook on Kobo, Storytel, Libro FM, and audiobooks.com. It's not up yet on Audible. That seems to be the slowest one to get on board with this, but I'm working on it. So I invite you to sign up today. Does anybody have any questions? I'm looking at my Facebook group here because I'm doing this live on Facebook as well as recording it for my YouTube channel and my YouTube members. Does anybody else want to know anything more about this members portal? I'm going to go to Facebook page and see if there's anything going on here that I can read. Sometimes things don't show up as fast on my Facebook pages. I mean, as I'd like, or on what I'm looking at here on my phone. So Lisa Davis says, good morning, Marco and Annie. Thank you. Hi, Lisa Davis. Good morning, Marco. I'm so glad that you guys are here. And I see Jody Prevette Young, Karen Granovsky. I'm seeing a lot of other people. Margaret Ray Walsh, look at you. Hi, how the heck are you? I'm so glad to see these people here with me. And I know a lot of people watch this later on. And I've been going on a long time. And, you can always contact me on Facebook, facebook.com Annie.batchelder, like a batch of elders in a church with no T in the batch, no T in the batch, no T in the batch of that batch elder. And you can leave comments on my YouTube channel, and you can email me at anniechannels@gmail.com, anniechannels@gmail.com, or go on my website, anniechannels.com. And I can't wait to see who signs up and joins me. Remember, the first class is this Saturday at 9 o'clock in the morning. And these will be recorded on Zoom and held on Zoom and recorded on Zoom and go into the members portal so that you can attend later or rewatch stuff. And then the writing class is on the following Wednesday, which is the 29th at noon. Okay. I love you all. Thank you. I'm honored that you are watching. I'm honored that you're paying attention to your soul and to growing as beautifully as you are. Get my book on Amazon or Apple Books for the audiobook, or Kobo or Storytel or Libro FM or audiobooks.com. If you want a signed copy with the autographed sticker on it, then you got to send me personally by Venmo $30 because I got to cover the shipping, and I will sign a copy and write a special note in it for you and then mail it to you here in the United States. So that's it, folks. Thank you. Thank you for embodying your soul's light. Thank you for participating with your soul and your spirit and the divine. It's so important. And I bless you and honor your path. It is important that we honor and dignify all the paths to the divine. Amen. Thank you. Have a marvelous day. I'm so glad you could spend this time with me.